Today, I've got a guest who redefines the meaning of multi-talented. Meet Scott Taylor, financial planner extraordinaire with over 2 decades of experience, not just in London, but also here in Australia. He's a passionate soccer coach and a soccer player who almost went pro. And on the weekends, he's a DJ. He lights up the weekends. And now, he's even had a bit of a rising star in the modeling world. Buckle up because Scott's story is one wild ride. Welcome, Scott.
Awesome. What an introduction. How do I beat that? That's it.
Tell us about the DJ, Scotty. What do you do for the DJ?
Okay, so DJ, I've always loved my music. So you could literally grab me at any point of the day and say, what's that music playing in the back of your head right now? There's always something going on. There's always a beat, a rhythm, and I've always loved it. And I used to have a set of decks a long time ago. Got into to DJing with a friend as a kid, and we practiced on vinyl and so forth. But I had children and had to put that on hold. He carried on his practice and ended up DJing at Ministry of Sound. So whilst I'm blessed to have those beautiful children, I didn't quite get the practice I needed. And I thought one day I'm going to get practicing and do it again. I even sold those decks to fund the holiday skiing in France because they got so full of dust. But when COVID happened, I thought now's the time because DJing's evolved now. I don't have to lug heavy vinyl or go vinyl shopping and stuff. It's all live, all electronic. There's so many songs out there that you can easily download and technology there to help you as well. And then I got playing and friends liked it and people liked it. And it's this old school, housey, garage, UK, American almost. Not that common. It is evolving, certainly in Australia. And I got asked to play at one place and I enjoyed it. And then it went from there. And then it ended up, I got an agent and then they found me a place to have a residency. And now I'm playing around Sydney, around the northern beaches in particular at the moment. So
that's incredible.
yeah.
So how does that fit into financial planning? It seems, I don't know. This is just me. Like, financial planners are supposed to be super boring people. Yeah, number crunches. This is the percentage of your super that you've got to. And how did you get into doing these other cool things like DJing?
No, I think you got financial advisors confused with accountants. So we have the personality. We have that connection with. So does that everybody. Nobody will be in business without connection with their clients, of course. But I like it because it's a total extreme opposite to what I do in the day, with the silence of focusing on numbers and looking at strategies in the quiet. And then I like to, at weekends, have some noise and just lose myself in the music and relax to it as well. It's quite funky, almost a lot of laid back stuff as well. But yeah, just to zone out and enjoy it. Absolutely.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. And I've been to one of your BNR meetings. I know you're the president and you just like massive amount of energy. You're like the whole room it's a Friday morning and you just rev up the whole room. It's pretty powerful. Once again, I wouldn't expect that from the financial advisor.
There you go.
But from the DJ, definitely.
That's it. I think it's really important to make people try and enjoy being there. So I think if people enjoy being there, they build a relationship, they get on, and there's something in common they can enjoy and talk about and discuss. It breaks the ice for me and everybody around us. Everybody just loses that inhibition. They relax, and then relationships open up from there. All the barriers are down. They've got a warm greeting and they're into it to focus and listen and understand what people are there for and look out for each other and grow from there. And it does, I hope it appear to be something that catches on and everybody does follow suit and they jump up and speak for themselves as well and enjoy it, and they just relax and lose their ambitions. Because the worst thing is to be that person to stand up and just be worried about what they say. And I think that set the tone early that it doesn't matter if we're here. So we're proud of you. We want to know what you're going to say. You might not be so sure about what you say, but we want to hear it anyway. And that's how we work. And it's a really nice, warm feeling that everybody gets.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the correlation between being, say, the president of a BNI chapter where you're revving up 30 business owners in the morning, or your soccer coaching where you're revving up some kids or some other adults, to the financial planner, how do they tie? Do they tie together?
Not really, no. They're totally different worlds, to be honest. Certainly the football coaching. Now, it's a senior men's football team that I coach in, and you did suggest children, which isn't far from the truth, because that's more ensuring that they brought the right socks they're turning up to the right ground, organizing them that way. But for sure, it's all about trying to be that positive figure for them. And I suppose that's probably that's probably what suits in all of them, is trying to be the positive person to look up to keep going, to collaborate, work together, and enjoy what you're doing and work together. And I think that's really important for me in financial planning. It's really important as a football coach. That's really important in our BNI meetings to do that. And of course, it's really important on the dance floor as well, right? I think that's the happy medium there, is to have somebody to look up and spread positive vibes. That's it.
Definitely. Look, because sometimes with finance things, sometimes things don't look as good. You wake up one morning and all your shares have dropped by 30%, and you open up your portfolio and you just want to panic. And then you need somebody that you can just turn to and say, hey, listen, what do I do? Do I get rid of it? Do I hold? How's this fit into my big picture?
Yes, that's huge, actually. Sorry to jump in, but that's a really important question or point, because it's a service, and that's the value add. And you don't need it till you need it sometimes. It's all well and good when everything's going up, and there was a period of time where all investment markets were going up. You could have got a dartboard and thrown a dart at any stock. They've all gone up over the last 20 years or so. But nowadays, there's a lot more volatility, there's a lot more choice, there's a lot more products, a lot more complexities. And what I find is that there's more people that have an even wider spread of products, but no depth of understanding and no understanding of the relevance to them. So because that's so shallow, it's really, really easy to panic and not understand how that affects you. So a stock market crash, oh my gosh, what happens? Oh, look at all these other products. Should I come out? Should I? And it's really easy to lose that kind of that faith and understanding of what you're doing, whether it's a good idea to come out or not, or whether it's just part of normal cycles. Markets move in one of three directions, rarely the second one, and they never go sideways. It's usually up or down, right? It's unnerving to see that, but not understand that. And that's why I'm there for that support. Now, I was actually speaking to somebody not long ago I'd just met, and not a client of mine, but was worried about the recent stock market fall with Donald Trump. And he shook up a lot of things. Markets plummeted as a result of, hey, we're going to charge the world these tariffs. And he was really aggressive in his usual way to shake things up. And obviously the markets went south. Now, this lady panicked and she didn't want to pay for any advice. And she actually admitted to me that the source of her advice was Twitter, where she took the advice to come out of that investment option and go into cash. Now, it's just these sorts of things that are really frightening, because timing the market is the most difficult thing you can do. So coming out of that volatility is very good, but when do you go back in? But of course, she's held on to that cash and sat on the sidelines because it wasn't actually that long a time before markets recovered, because Mr. Trump went back a little bit and negotiated with everybody and got to the bottom of most of these deals. So markets have recovered and obviously continued to recover and improve since. She's missed out. And just that panic and not having that peace of mind to say, what should I do here? How affected am I?
Yeah.
Has actually lost and consolidated a huge loss for this lady. And I get why it's scary. It's really frightening. But just to have that peace of mind and that other voice along there, just to say, hey, no, if in doubt, zoom out. Let's look at the bigger picture here. How long do you need to be invested for? Can we ride this out? In fact, if anything, it's a buying opportunity because the markets have crashed. So those with courage would have probably even invested more at such a time, knowing that markets over time should recover if you're in quality assets in line with the markets. And that's where the value is in the downtimes. It's easy to jump and shout from the rooftops with great performance when everybody else is doing great performance. But in those downtimes, let's hold strong and really make those wise decisions, basically.
So what do you do if you take the advice of somebody on Twitter like you? Your recourse is you give them a bad review. This isn't true. I lost money.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing. And there's no recourse. And what I see is, there are a lot of chat groups and a lot of pages that are dedicated to helping share information and so forth. But some of the tips are great, some of them are not. And what's really scary is that none of them relate or have any context to you, your situation, your goals, your time frame, your risk profile, your capacity, your budget, etc. So really good kind of knowledge and some good pointers and general directions, but it's really easy to get wrong. And that's the worrying part. What price is there? What cost is that? Is getting the wrong decision is huge, right? It's nowhere near just paying for some advice. And cost is something that we're really careful on as well. And certainly there's a huge regulation and industry pressure to make sure, because at the end of the day, we've got to do a lot of work, so they've got to charge for it. But secondly, the most important thing is our clients have to grow. And if our fee is going to put that risk that your wealth is not going to grow, we won't charge it. We can't charge it. We want you to grow first and foremost. We'd rather point you in the right direction and say, here's some general advice and help you, but come back when it's bigger and we can help you grow when it's worth paying a fee.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to burn any bridges. We want to look after people when they're ready to do it, for sure.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, because I know from personal advice, I did day trading for a while, and you go, is gold going to go up? And you pretty much, there's experts saying it's going through the roof, and there's experts saying dump it, it's going down. And you go, only 50-50, and they both got good reviews, and there's people following both of them.
That's it. That's it. I get this sort of information every day on all sorts of things. And I specifically remember a presentation at an investment seminar with some fund managers came along. And this was going back a few years, actually. And always, because I love the stats and the numbers behind it. And at the time, China's infrastructure spending was mind blowing. And I remember the numbers were something along the lines of, they were building a city the size of Houston, Texas, every month in China. And there was the equivalent population of Spain, Portugal, Germany, and France, from memory. They were going to be moving from rural areas of China into these new cities over the next 20 years. And those numbers were mind-blowing. I thought, wow, what an opportunity. China's really growing. The next fund manager will come along and say, it's unsustainable. We're staying clear of China because of this and this. And the amount of sand that's going to need to support it is not sustainable. It can't physically be transported from the Sahara Desert to build the cement and bricks, etc. that they're going to need. Glass. And I thought, oh, okay, that's not sustainable. And what do we do? That's right. So there's three sides to every story and some. So it's really important just to be aware of that as well.
Wow. Yeah. I think that if you don't pay for advice, you do pay for advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And lots of people go, I'll just do it myself. I won't get an advisor because an advisor is going to cost me a couple of grand. I could save that and do it myself. And then they lose massive amounts of money. And then they go, why don't I just get an advisor? Paying him wouldn't have lost as much as what I did.
Yeah.
Not that it's about loss, but lots of times when we do it ourselves, we do have big losses because we're not. I know from personal, we get financially, we get emotionally involved in these investments, and then we like emotionally involved in investments. And it might be something as silly as my family's got this super fund, okay, and it's not performing anywhere near any of the others, but they've all said it's great, and so I'm sticking with that super fund. Whereas then you have a third party looking in on it, you can go, hey man, do you know your super funds? I know you told me stuff like the super funds supporting nuclear weapons and
yeah, for sure.
Crazy stuff. So yeah,
I
incredible.
think that's what's really difficult nowadays as well, because wherever you turn, there are really attractive, really appealing adverts that are so concise, colourful, shiny, look really cool, and they're hard to. I want to invest in them because they look good, and there's no other feeling other than emotion that they look good, and people will get attracted to it now. There's obviously fees, transparency, tax efficiency, how that fits in your portfolio, all that depth of understanding of how it relates to you. Not there. It's just pure emotion about wanting to invest in that currency or that shiny thing, right? And that's why there's such a wide range of knowledge of products, but no depth of understanding, because these adverts hit us all the time and get us to look at maybe one or two things that are, yes, considerations, but certainly not the be all and end all of any basis for moving products or panicking about anything. And that's what they're designed to do, is the marketing. Right? So it's very clever, but it's really important to get to the bottom of that for sure. And you don't know what you don't know. And usually lower fees does mean there's a lack of transparency. And you'll be surprised about the number of funds that have, in a recent report, do invest in nuclear weapons companies as well. And about it, that's fine. It's just they're not knowing. And not knowing at the wrong time. I want to know where my fund is invested, and I want to know if the risk I'm taking it warrants the return I'm getting as well. Certainly with larger funds. I understand for smaller portfolios, it's keep it low, keep it fairly simple, let it do its thing. I'm concentrating on the shorter term or whatever. As long as it's not broken, don't fix it, carry on. As your funds get a little bit bigger, then probably want to take a little bit more care and understanding of where it's invested and why.
I love it. I love it. So you're saying don't just do the pub test, just ask like 10 times at the pub. Yeah, so averages.
That's right.
Don't do the pub test. Don't do the Twitter or TikTok advice.
It's me at the pub with you drinking that beer with you.
And then I think you're not even allowed to give me advice if we've had a couple of drinks. It's a different world. We live in such a different world.
Yeah.
Where, everybody feels that they can give advice. People that have got any qualifications and they just go, man, you should do this. And
That's it. And you probably see it a lot as well with social media, right? Everyone has got access to social media and a phone camera. And that's all it takes. And now we're inundated. And sometimes I get caught up. I think I'll give you a stat. Look, people are now going to spend between 25 and 41 years of their life just scrolling through. I'm not quite as bad as that. Sometimes you're just looking on your news feed and think, but sometimes I think, what am I looking at? There's a 5-second video of just someone just like pulling a face at the camera. Why? What has that brought? Meanwhile, there's world wars going on. There's suffering, poverty, disease, trying to find a cure for cancer, the pollution, what's going on with the planet and waste. Wow, I think humans are holding up this planet sometimes. That's it. So I think the world has really evolved, but humans haven't, have we? And we're still driven by pure emotion, rightly or wrongly. That's it.
I do the business coaching. And so literally, even Tiger Woods, best golfer in the world, he's got a coach.
Yeah.
Because they say you can't see the label on the jar from inside the jar.
Yeah.
And literally it's exactly the same in your world, where even if people are financially successful, they still need somebody to just look in from outside and just give them that health check.
Great line. I love that.
So how would they do that? How would somebody go about? Obviously, we're gonna leave your details in the comments down below. But how would people go about contacting you? What's the best way?
Yeah, so I'm always online, email, telephone, probably best, but yeah, our website's just under construction at the moment and we release coming soon. But otherwise, email, telephone is definitely the best way. I am on Facebook, Scott Taylor Financial Accord on Facebook as well. So the best ways for sure.
Awesome. Okay. And here's a left of center question.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you had to have a song to describe you as a financial planner or advisor, what would that song be?
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? It's like your mind goes blank. Have you ever, like when you're hungry and every restaurant or everywhere you've ever thought about getting food has just disappeared from your mind, but all week you've been going, oh, there's that new cafe. I'm going to try there when that cafe opens. And then there's a new restaurant. I forgot. I've got to go. You'll spend a week doing that. And then it comes to that time where, okay, it's dinner time. We've actually got some time. What should we get to eat? Baked beans again. Then last song.
Love it.
I can't answer that question. That question. The songs that have come to my mind are along the wrong line. But I think
that was a good attempt at deflecting the story. Probably deflect it and then leave it there and then hope that they don't ask you again. Hope that they just move on with it. Scott, thank you so much. This has been like really cool. I've really enjoyed having a chat to you.
It's been great fun.
So
before I go, I've actually thought of a song that does resonate. And it's by Prince. And it's called Money Don't Matter. And it is an amazing song. It actually goes through me. It's such a good piece of music as well. And it's along the lines of the guy hasn't got enough money because he's not treating his lady right. And he's not caring for his finances, basically, because he's not able to treat his lady right. And just when you think you've got enough, that's when something happens and you start from scratch. And that's how life happens as well. And it's actually a very good song and it does resonate. Good financial planning in there for sure.
So what song is that, Prince?
Called Prince and Money Don't Matter.
Money Don't Matter.
Yeah, it might be called Money Don't Matter Tonight, but it's a great song. Really nice piece of music in it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you'd come through having the DJ in the back. Definitely. Thank you so much, Scott. Really appreciate you. And if anybody wants to reach out, we'll have all the details in the comments down below. Definitely hit Scott up. Just before we go, how does it work? So if somebody reaches out to you,
Yeah, more than happy to have a chat with somebody over the phone. Have a chat. Let's talk about what the opportunity is. So, like, I'm an advisor. I'm not backed by any bank or institution at all. So it's pure advice that we give. So that's why we charge fees for our time, because we're not getting any commissions or anything like that. No bias at all.
Okay.
I'm more than happy to invest that time and have a chat and just say, look, this is what we do. What are your circumstances? What is it you're looking to do? See if there's an opportunity to help. Because at the end of the day, if I can't help you now, I'd rather build a relationship with a good client and will help when you're ready to be helped. But the main part, if there is an opportunity, we actually charge $550 for a discovery meeting. And that discovery meeting, there's a lot of value in that, because a lot of people don't really understand what they've got, why they've got it. They've inherited their portfolio and they don't understand what risk they're taking or how that fits. And nobody's ever really looked at what the future looks like in their mind about, oh yeah, someday I'm going to retire. But just to draw a line in the sand, retirement, how much income will you need or might you need? And therefore, what sort of portfolio value might you need to support that, along with some other goals that can help you reverse engineer it and discuss what strategies might be applicable from there. And obviously, we'll look at protection, we'll look at estate planning tips and things like that as well. But
Excellent.
it's just about kind of understanding that. Now, depending on budget, fund size, etc., we can offer full advice if applicable there. And we'll only charge that if we really feel that there's a value to help you grow your wealth from there.
Perfect. Perfect. Scott, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today.
Likewise.
Yeah. Talk later.
Thanks, Luke. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.